It's earnetwork.net. Welcome. Tonight's Huntingdon Little League All-Star Game is presented by Rick Singleton Reynolds, William Penn Highway, Huntingdon, and by the Ike Taylor Show coming this fall to the airnetwork.net. The game is also brought to you by Fike Brothers Carpet One, Groves Incorporated, the Moose Family Center, number 23, Huntingdon, Brenneman's Meat Markets, Huntingdon, and Mount Union. Also Prayer Mountain Monuments. Concert at the Caves coming July 9th and 10th. Also by Stonetown Gallery, Cafe and Wine Bar, Cloudminders, M&T Vacuum Service, Huntingdon and Lewistown, and by the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center. And now, here with all the action of tonight's game are Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld on the airnetwork.net. Gentlemen?
Okay, thank you, and good evening from the Mount Union area Little League Field, and we are standing at the foul pole in right field and welcome a new broadcast voice, but someone who's been well-versed as a sports fan and being involved in athletics is Hunter Weld joining me. Good evening, Hunter.
Good evening.
Well, we are anxious to get started. We've got the first batter coming up, so we'll have to get you caught up on the starting lineups. Who do we have up first for Huntingdon?
Alec Cooper.
All right, Alec Cooper is going to step up to the plate, a right-handed batter. Cohen Woodward on the mound for Mount Union, a nice, tall, good-looking kid out there on the mound, and he's ready to deliver the first pitch of this ball game. And the first one's in there for a called strike as Cooper looks at it. And Cooper's one of those kids, he's got good speed, can get on base and give us a runner, but we've got some power coming up right behind him, don't we, Hunter?
Oh, yeah. Carper and Cook are both can stroke the ball.
Okay, and on the second pitch, it's a swing and a miss by Cooper. So we've got an 0-2 start here in the top of the first inning as the Huntingdon Little League All-Stars 11 and 12-year-olds are up to bat first here in Mount Union this evening. Here comes pitch number 3 from Woodward. That's up high, so it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we mentioned that both Cook and Carper, they're both guys who can stroke the ball pretty well and have had quite a bit of success putting it out over the fence at Huntingdon this year, haven't they?
Yeah. Carper, I believe, had 7 or 8 home runs in regular season, and Cook had his fair share with 14.
And Woodward, he'll record his first strikeout, a swing and a miss, drop pitch, but the throw down to first base, and that'll be it for Cooper. Up next for Huntingdon,
we have Dalton Carper.
Okay, and this is one of the kids that Marty Everhart, manager of Huntingdon, is relying on to put some power into that lineup for sure. First pitch delivered from Woodward. It's up high, gets away from the catcher. 1 ball, no strikes against Carper. And this team, Huntingdon, should be pretty good at the bat. But like any all-star team, trying to find those kids and plug them into the right spaces on defense, that'll be the big key here, won't it, Hunter?
Yeah. As long as they minimize the errors, it should be a nice game.
Carper fouls that one out, and here it hitting a car of some sort, so someone's going to have a souvenir dent to take home this evening. The parking is kind of close. If you notice, I'm way down at the other end. I actually walk when I come to Mount Union. Here comes the pitch 2. It's coming right our way. It goes out of play, goes outside the fence, a foul ball down the right line. That's going to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes against Carper here in the first inning. Second batter up for Huntingdon, 1 out in the top of the first inning for Huntingdon. Woodward looks, gets a sign, and he's winding. Here's the delivery.
Inside.
That's inside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The batter is Dalton Carper for Huntingdon, and he'll be the shortstop starting this evening. Sorry we didn't get the starting lineups and positions. We'll catch up with that as we go along. Kind of got a little early start on us here this evening in Mount Union. Everyone's anxious to play ball.
Yeah.
Here's the wind and the delivery. Out to the shortstop, fields it on a big hop, throw over to first. First baseman is able to...
Oh, caught him safe.
Haul that in, but he's able to beat that run out. It looks like maybe had to do that little jump, maybe got the foot off the bag.
Yep,
so
umpire pulled the foot.
We'll take that. So we've got Carper on first with 1 out now for Huntingdon.
Now we got the big bat of Tyson Cook.
Well, this would be a good place to show that off. Boy, in these games, it's nice to get off to the early start if you can do it.
Tyson's one of them kids. One swing of the bat, he could take the game into his hands.
And with that swing and a miss, he was certainly trying. Boy, that ball was up about the letters and swung right through it. Didn't miss it by much, but And the delivery of the second pitch, he fouls that one off back over the backstop. So 0-2 the count now. One out with one runner on for Huntingdon here in the top of the first inning as we bring you the opening game of the District 11 North Little League Tournament for the 11 and 12-year-olds from the Mount Union Little League field this evening. That pitch is down low, and that is going to send, that sends Carper down to second base, slides in, safe, and so Huntingdon has a runner in scoring position, so looking for Cook to do something here and put that ball in play.
Cook certainly can do it.
And this would be an excellent time. Boy, you want to jump out early in these contests, as I said. 1-2 strikes the count, one out with a runner on second. Cook puts that one right up the middle. It's out to center field, and that is going to send Carper home. Huntingdon's going to score the first run of the evening. Huntingdon goes up 1-0 on a single to center field by Tyson Cook.
Oh, here comes his not too shabby brother.
No, he's okay too. This is Trenton Cook. Trenton Cook, and he is the third baseman for Huntingdon. One out with Huntingdon, a runner on first base. And he swings at one high. I think that was above his head, but when that comes in there, that looks like a big pumpkin coming in there.
Oh yeah, kids about that age, anything letters up, their eyes get big.
That's what I was always swinging at. I was a sucker big time for those high pitches.
Oh yeah, they're high. Just keep them high and put them out.
And that pitch just misses on the outside corner. 1-1 strike against Trenton Cook. One out and a runner on first for Huntingdon. Huntingdon already drawing first blood here with one run. Well, he wanted to swing at that high one too, but is able to hold back. Now 2-1 strike on Trenton Cook. Beautiful night here in Mount Union. A little bit on the warm side, but there's a nice breeze going, so that's helping things out a little bit. But we're holding off the thunderstorm, so we're ready for a good evening of baseball.
Swing and a miss.
Pitch, a swing and miss for sure. 2 strikes now against. This is Trenton Cook up to bat for Huntingdon. And Hollidaysburg is the other team that's in this North Division. They have this opening game off. They will play Wednesday against one of these two teams from this evening. That pitch is delivered. That is high and outside. And we've got a full count, 3-2 now against Trenton Cook, who's stepping up to the plate here for Huntingdon at the moment. And on first base is Tyson Cook. And the pitch from Woodward. Right down to first baseman. Gets under his glove.
Cook's on his way to third. He's in there.
All right, so Huntingdon now with runners on the corner. And there's just probably a case of nerves for the first baseman for Mount Union, as that ball was on the ground to him and just right under the glove. Caleb Weibel let that one get past him. So now Huntingdon with runners on the corners, one out, and Huntingdon with a 1-0 lead here in the first inning of this Little League District 11 North playoff game.
Now stepping up, you got Ryan Hack.
Woodward Wines delivers the pitch. That one's high, 1-0. Now you've got to see some of Hack. What can we expect from him? Also a pretty solid baseball hitter throughout the season.
Very good hitter. Not too bad with the glove either.
And that'll be a key. Boy, you just don't want to make the mistakes. And just that last play here at first base, that's one that should have been one out. That ball gets in there for a strike, and that'll send Trenton Cook down to second base. So we have Tyson Cook on third, Trenton Cook on second, and Huntingdon looking for Ryan Hack here to try to deliver some more damage here for Huntingdon in the first inning.
Hick could take the lead. Extend the lead, I mean.
That one gets past, and he's coming out.
Thrown out.
Yes, Tyson Cook tries to come home on the pass ball, but it's a very short distance between the backstop and home plate, and catcher was able to get it off to Woodward, and they tagged Tyson Cook out as he's sliding into home plate.
A little bit of hesitation in there.
I think the breaking kept going, but you're exactly right. He's got probably about 6-7 steps off the bag, hesitated for just a second or so, and then got nailed out there at the plate. And a pitch goes in for a swing and a miss. Now 2 strikes, 2 outs. Huntingdon runner on third. Trenton Cook was able to advance on the out at home plate. Woodward winds, the delivery to Hack.
Ground ball to the short. On to first for the out.
And that'll do the inning. That takes care of it the first half inning. So Huntingdon draws first blood, up 1-0 at the end of the first half inning. We'll be back to the Mount Union Area Little League field after this on the airnetwork.net.
You're listening to Huntingdon Little League on the airnetwork.net with Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld. This game is brought to you by Rick Singleton Rentals at William Penn Highway. They rent equipment for all your construction needs, from bulldozers, GLG lifts to excavators, and more. Rick Singleton Rentals has heavy equipment for your next project. Call Rick Singleton Rentals at 643-3993 for rates and details. And you can find Rick Singleton Rentals on Facebook. Also, join Ike Taylor, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the Ike Taylor Show this fall on the Air Network. Ike Taylor, John Harris, and NFL insiders bring you insight to players, games, and information regarding the Steelers and the NFL every Wednesday night beginning in September. Get the whole story live this fall on the Ike Taylor Show, produced and broadcast exclusively here on the Air Network. Watch our front page for more details. And now back to more of the Huntingdon Little League All-Stars with Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Banks, and we're back at the Mount Union Little League field and try to get in some of this opening lineup here, the starting lineup for Mount Union. See if we can get in here, Hunter.
Leading off, you got Hayden Garner, and then Evan Harrington.
And Harrington is the second baseman, and
Caden Woodward, the pitcher. Devon Wilson.
He's the catcher.
Jeff Crotsley. Carson Pro. Caleb Weibel, and Anthony Reeder.
And Mount Union carries just one extra player on their squad, and that is Skylar Reck, who would be a substitute here for Mount Union this evening. So as we get ready for Mount Union's first at bat, Huntingdon showed that they can do some damage here at the top of the lineup and get one run in. Had a play at the plate on trying to get in on a pass ball. That one failed, brought the second out. And then the third out of the inning, grounder out to the shortstop, who was able to throw one to first to retire the side. But Huntingdon up 1-0 here as we get ready for the bottom half of the first inning. And for Huntingdon, as we kind of set that for you, we have Tyson Cook pitching. Ryan Marshall is behind the plate catching. At first base, C.J. Moore. The second baseman, Ryan Hack. Third baseman, Trenton Cook. Shortstop, Dalton Carper. In left field, Josh Hollabaugh. Doing the center field duties, Alec Cooper. And Cole Sheehan is in right field for Huntingdon. And we are ready. Here comes the first pitch.
Just high.
And that one's going to be high to Garner. Tyson Cook on the mound for Huntingdon. Big kid, probably looks imposing when you step up to the plate.
Cook can bring the heat. Oh, chopper down the line.
And a foul ball down the first base line, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Cook, I mean, he wastes no time between pitches either. You don't have to look for a lot of fill talk. He gets that ball back, and he's ready to go to work. He's ready to bring it.
He's quick, but control's been the key for him.
Quick with the delivery outside on that pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike now against Hayden Garner. He's the leadoff batter for Mount Union. Is their shortstop this evening. And here comes Cook on the windup and the pitch. That is going to be a foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes against Garner, the first batter, the leadoff batter for Mount Union. Once again, this is a District 11 North. There's also a District 11 South. We'll run down those teams as time permits. Cook ready to wind. He delivers. Outside, brings it to a full count for the first batter here against Mount Union. Sure that he would like to have maybe finish that off a little bit sooner, but he's got to settle into this is big time when you start this play. Oh. And there's a grounder. Oh, and that is nice. Ryan Hack puts the glove down, scoops it up onto first base to retire Garner on the throw out. 1 out against Mount Union.
Now you got Evan Harrington.
Evan Harrington, he's the second baseman for Mount Union. Stepping up to the plate now, 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning for Mount Union. As their second batter, Evan Harrington, steps into the box. Cook on the mound, and he is winding. He's ready. And there's a called strike, the first pitch to Harrington. You know, and this is kind of nice. The sun was beating down before the game, but it's kind of hidden behind. Kind of takes the heat off just a bit.
Yeah, just get a nice breeze.
And Cook delivers a second strike, a swing and a miss by Harrington. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Huntingdon up 1-0. Mount Union at their first bats here at this point. Cook winds, and here's the pitch. And that'll be a called strike. Make the K backwards on that one. And Harrington is retired. Now 2 outs against Mount Union. And their third batter now ready to step in.
Caden Woodward, the pitcher.
So it's the pitcher's duel here now. Pitcher against pitcher. And this Woodward kid, pretty good size to him. See if he can swing that bat here for Mount Union.
Yeah, try and get a little payback on Cook.
Well, he's not going to get to swing at that one. That was way outside. We might have been closer to it than what the batter was, and we're out in the right field corner. So we'll see what the second pitch comes from Cook. But he gets that ball back, steps on the rubber, looks in at the catcher, and he's winding.
Ground ball right back to Cook. Oh, bobbles it on to first for the out.
Yeah, Cook stays with it. That could have from him. He had it in the glove and just down and was able to pick it back up, throw it on to C.J. Moore at first base to retire the side. It's 3 up, 3 down, so that's the kind of efficiency you're looking for if you're manager Marty Everhart for Huntingdon. So that'll do it for the first inning. At the end of 1, it's Huntingdon 1, Mount Union nothing. We'll be back here on the airnetwork.net.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Prayer Mountain Monuments on 4th Street, Huntingdon, specializing in laser etching of memorial headstones. Our pre-planning consultations are free of charge, and you can select from a variety of monument styles. Prayer Mountain Monuments open Monday to Thursdays from 9 to 4, Fridays from 9 to 3, evenings and weekends by appointment. Call Prayer Mountain Monuments at 669-1316 for more information on a lasting memorial. And brought to you by Groves of Huntingdon. They're still in business after all these years, serving the community from their new location at 9154 William Penn Highway, right beside Garner's Candies. Stop by Groves to check out their wide array of office supplies, crafting supplies, along with janitorial and food supplies, and so much more. Groves invites you to stop by. Say hi to Jeff and Stacy for all your supplies at Groves' new location, beside Garner's Candies on Route 22 West, Huntingdon. Call 543, make that 643-3490, and like Groves on Facebook. And I know Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld are having a good time tonight in Mount Union at the Huntingdon All-Star game, guys.
And I'll tell you, well, you know the story, Greg. You were involved in Little League Baseball. In fact, you were part of that ride there back in 1966, 50 years ago, when Huntingdon won the state championship in Little League Baseball. And, boy, that had to be a thrill, even just being a part of that gang. And
I was an alternate, yes.
Yep, and this is what it's all about, though. This is the fun. This is the excitement. Every kid starting in games just like tonight has that dream of, you never know, you may end up in Williamsport.
And there you go. You're starting the career of Hunter Weld tonight, and congratulations. You guys are doing a great job.
All right, thank you. Well, there's the first pitch of the inning is made off to who was up to bat?
That was Ryan Marshall.
Ryan Marshall, and a little dribbler out between the pitcher and the shortstop, and he winds up on first base on the first pitch thrown to him here to lead off the top of the second inning. Now stepping in for Huntingdon,
Christopher Moore.
And CJ is the first baseman for Huntingdon. So we've got a runner on first, no outs. Moore up to the plate. There's the windup in the pitch, and
swing and a miss.
Yeah, that swing and miss kind of looked like it jammed in there. Didn't get much extension on the bat. Kind of kept it in tight to the tummy there with the nub of the bat. 0-1 the count here against Moore. Wind up by Woodward, and the delivery.
Base hit. Base hit into right. Overthrows the cut.
And that was just a nice line drive shot between the first baseman and the second baseman out to right field. And so now Huntingdon right back in business here as we move into the bottom of the lineup. And they're showing that they can bring a little bit to bear here also. So Huntingdon starts off. The first two batters are on base, first and second. And stepping in now for Huntingdon
is Cole Sheehan.
Cole Sheehan, the right fielder for Huntingdon. Steps up the plate, looks down to third base, and that's where you'll find Gail Miller, the one assistant coach for Marty Everhart, is the man out there making those calls. The first pitch delivered from Woodward, called strike. And there's two guys. You talk about traditions in baseball, Marty Everhart and Gail Miller. Gail is one of my contemporaries, graduated with him. He's been around Little League Baseball forever. Marty the same, and he'll be there forever.
Another ground ball into the outfield for a base hit.
Pretty much the same position. That one, a ground ball, gets right between the first baseman and the second baseman. So Huntingdon in major business here and in position to really do some damage here. No outs with bases loaded here in the bottom of the second inning for Huntingdon.
Bringing up the number 9 up play, single into center field, throw on to home and in there.
Okay, and I think we're back on. If I hear all the beeps and the bells and whistles coming,
we're back on.
Something dropped us out there. Don't know what the problem was there, but one of those balls where the runners kind of have to hold up. It's in the air out to center field, and one of those that could be caught, but it was not. Drops in for a hit, and Huntingdon now up 3-0 with runners on second and third.
Dalton Carper steps to the plate.
And Carper watches that one go, misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. And, boy, this would be a time for Carper to flex the muscles and show what he can do.
Yep. He's shown he can do it at any time.
Woodward delivers and just misses just a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes against Carper. This is Cohen Woodward on the mound for Mount Union here in this opening game of the District 11 North Tournament. He winds, and the delivery, that one's also going to be just about the same position, a little bit low. Now 3 balls and no strikes, and that might be a good strategy against Carper, not giving him anything to hit, but
work the pitch count.
Yeah. Next, though, you've got to come right back up to Tyson Cook, so it doesn't get any easier here once you get into this part of the Huntingdon lineup. But it's nice. I'm sure the coaches are happy seeing that the bottom part of the lineup also delivering.
Oh.
Well, and there will be a walk, and that will not give enough room there for the runner to score from third. So once again, now we have bases loaded. There is 1 out here in the the top of the second inning, excuse me.
And you got a power back coming up.
And Tyson Cook comes up. The bases are jammed, and I'm sure he's thinking, yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice to put 1 out there over the yellow top of that fence. We'll see what he can do here. I'm sure Cohen Woodward has other plans out there on the mound.
Double play will be his best friend right now. Oh, base hit into right field.
That's
might score 2. Scores 2.
Scores 2 and sends Carper over to third. So Huntingdon now up 5-0 here in the top of the second inning against Mount Union. That ball just above the first baseman's head and comes out and lands fair inside the right field line, and he scores 2 and moves the runner from first to third. Now Huntingdon once again has runners on the corners, and stepping in now, we got another Cook.
Trenton Cook, hoping to do what he did back in the first.
He turns and looks to shows bunt, but does not bunt, pulls the bat back, and it's 1-0 against him, and that will move Tyson Cook up to the second base. So 2 runners in scoring position now here for Huntingdon. There's 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Huntingdon and Mount Union, Little League Baseball in the District 11 tournament.
Oh, above his head, swinging a miss.
He had that problem in the first inning. He likes those big beach balls coming in.
I love those high pitches.
That'll be okay. Maybe get him a little step stool or something. That'd be right there about the letters.
Not quite the size of his brother.
No. Well, he puts 1 in the air. This will be should be an easy play here for the second baseman. Evan Harrington brings that one in. Now 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Huntingdon up 5-0. 2 outs and 2 runners on second and third. And coming up to bat now for Huntingdon.
Got Ryan Hack.
Ryan Hack stepping up to the plate, and Woodward looks in. And he's ready to deliver the first pitch here to Hack. It's going to be low, a pass ball, but...
hesitation and thrown out at the plate.
Same thing again, Carper trying to force that one. There is not an awful lot of room to work with down here between the backstop, and they've got that hardened rubber down there at the bottom that gives the ball a good bounce. Was favorable, and Drayvon Wilson was able to get it out to Woodward, who was there covering the plate. Makes the tag out on Carper to end the top of the second inning, but Huntingdon out to a 5-0 lead against Mount Union as we bring you Little League Baseball action here on the airnetwork.net.
And more baseball with Hunter Weld and also Jeff Speck coming up. Sorry for that temporary disconnection, but we're back. Meanwhile, tonight's game brought to you by Fight Brothers Carpet One at 170 Penn Street in Huntingdon, your number one choice for flooring. Transform your home or business with a wide variety of flooring options. Visit our newly expanded showroom to see our huge selection of all types of flooring to suit your needs. Fight Brothers Carpet One at 170 Penn Street, Huntingdon. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 3. Visit them on the web at fightbrotherscarpet1.com. Also, tonight's game brought to you by Huntingdon Moose Family Center number 23. They have served the citizens of Huntingdon since 1910. The Moose family invites you to become a member and enjoy the various social activities throughout the week and the month, including Wing Night, the fourth Friday of each month, Taco Night, and loads of entertainment every week. Find out more about becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose Family Center number 23 by checking out their Facebook page. That's Moose. Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, bringing you tonight's ball game. Now back to Mount Union for more from Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld. Guys?
All right, thank you, Greg. And we are in Mount Union, an excellent night for baseball as we open up this Little League District 11 double elimination tournament in the north. It's Huntingdon and Mount Union playing tonight. One of these two teams will move on Wednesday to play Hollidaysburg. Who do we have in the south here in District 11?
In the south, we got Somerset, West Suburban, and V.E. Arbutus, formerly V.E. Erickson.
All right, so they've switched their name out there to V.E. Arbutus. So what's going to happen, whoever survives the double elimination tournaments in the north and the south, then they meet up for the championship of District 11. So that's what these teams are working for now, is to make it to the next round and the finals in District 11. As we get ready to start action here in the bottom of the second inning for Mount Union, who do we have up there?
Davon Wilson.
Okay, the catcher steps up here and takes the first pitch for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes as we open up the bottom of the second inning. And that one is low and outside from Cook, so 2 balls, no strikes. And talking to the Mount Union coach, Matt Garner, before the game started, he said, there are some concerns this year. He said, we're down with a couple of players, but he was still likes the work ethic that he's getting from his kids and hoping for good results. They just have to go out and, as any coach will tell you, you need to limit mistakes and limit the errors and put the ball in play. Right now, 2 balls and 1 strike is the count.
And another swing and a miss.
2-2 now. First batter up here in the bottom of the second inning for Mount Union, the catcher, Davon Wilson. Batter looks back, asks the umpire for a little timeout. Now the okay there, and
Ooh.
Wow.
A little bit of chin music.
Might have been sending a notice. Hey, don't be crowding that plate on me there. Kind of brushed him back a little bit. So Cook works himself into another full count situation here. No outs in the bottom of the second inning. First batter up here for Mount Union. Cook looks in, the windup and the delivery, and that is a called strike 3 right down the gut. 1 out now here in the bottom of the second inning, and stepping up now,
Jeff Crotsley.
I think. Okay, that's Crotsley, and he is the
third baseman.
Can't read my own writing. That's been a problem for all of my life.
Another called strike.
First pitch from Cook is another called strike, and that one had a little bit of oomph to it, too. That was in there in a hurry.
Yeah, Cook can bring it.
Here's the windup in the pitch.
Fouled off down the...
pretty much over to the home dugout. Kind of got that bat around way late and was able to at least battle it off a little bit. 0-2 now the count against Crotsley.
Oh, low ball in the dirt for ball 1.
And that one gets away from Marshall back to the backstop and no damage. Mount Union with no runners on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Huntingdon leading this game 5-0. 2 runs in the first inning and 3 runs in the top of the second inning to get that 5-0 lead. Cook the windup, the pitch. Fouls another one over toward the Mount Union dugout. Count remains 1-2 with 1 out. I like that much better when that sun fades away. I feel much cooler. Well, speaking of coolers, we've got a cooler sitting right here. Did your dad know he dropped that there?
Oh, yeah.
We may just end up raiding that thing and emptying it for him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and there's a pitch, and the hit out to center field. Well, actually, the center fielder and the left fielder, Hollabaugh and Cooper, almost converge on the thing at the same time. I think it was Cooper that came up.
Cooper's able to make the catch.
Cooper comes up with the catch, but call those out, guys. Let's not have any collisions out there in the outfield. So that's 2 out now for Mount Union. Stepping in next,
Brendan Bailey.
Okay, and he is the center fielder for Mount Union.
Another swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. That's what you want to do when you're out there on that mound. Get the lead in the count, then takes a lot of pressure off you and puts the pressure right back into the batter's box. That one was moving, but it was sailing. It was on the rise as it went in. High pitch, got away from the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Huntingdon up 5-0 in this Little League tournament game, District 11.
Swing and a miss to retire him. Oh.
2 strikes. Now 1-2.
2
1-2.
strikes.
I like the call. Maybe you're anticipating. That's an anticipation call. That's what we call that in the business.
Outside, 2-2.
All right, we got 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cook winding right back to work. That one gets away. I'll tell you, he's right now the control is not the greatest that I've seen from him all season, but he's at least sending a message that there's plenty of arm strength to move that ball in there in a hurry.
Yeah, got to watch that pitch count.
Yeah, that's we're at 27 pitches if I am reading that right through the trees.
Yep. Oh.
And issues the walk to Bailey on that one.
Bringing up Carson Pro.
Carson Pro, the right fielder for Mount Union, as he steps in. 2 outs with a runner now on first base for Mount Union. We're in the bottom of the second inning from the Mount Union Little League field on this Monday evening. Cook on the mound for Huntingdon, and he is ready to deliver the wind.
And in there for a strike.
Strike in there, and we've got Bailey over on first base for Mount Union, the runner. Cook winds it. Here comes the delivery, the pitch. High and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike now. And Carper over at shortstop. Looks like he might be giving some directions out there, making sure everything's in the right place and turning around and checking people's positions. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. A strike just hits on the outside corner there. Carson Pro standing up to the plate for Mount Union at the moment, and he will go down.
It's the punch out.
Yep, another backward K on the books there for Cook out on the mound for Huntingdon at the end of 2 innings. Pretty much the way Huntingdon or any team would hope to start, up 5-0, and coming up to bat here in the top of the 3rd inning when we return to the Mount Union Little League field. Hunter Weld, Jeff Speck, and we'll be back on the airnetwork.net.
You're listening to Huntingdon Little League Baseball on the airnetwork.net, brought to you by Stonetown Gallery Cafe and Wine Bar, the place for all-day breakfasts and a fabulous lunch. Artistic atmosphere in downtown Huntingdon at 511 Washington Street. You can also enjoy dinner and music Friday nights on the patio and courtyard. Stop in at our wine bar hosted by Happy Valley Winery and Vineyards. Stonetown Gallery Cafe and Wine Bar, open Tuesday through Sunday, closed Mondays. You can like us on Facebook. Also by Brenneman's Meat Market, celebrating 70 years and providing Huntingdon County with USDA processed pork, beef, and chicken. Brenneman's is the home of quality meats and has convenient locations in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Stop by Brenneman's in Huntingdon from 8 to 3 weekdays, Saturdays from 8 to 3, and Sundays from 7 to 9 a.m. Brenneman's in Mount Union, by the way, open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to 2. Plan your next barbecue or picnic at Brenneman's Meat Market. It's the airnetwork.net. Back to the morning guy at Honey 103.5, where you can wake up with the latest news, weather, sports, and the world's greatest music. Jeff Speck along with Hunter Weld, guys.
Well, you know, these assignments are much better. It's just great. Coming out and watching Little League Baseball doesn't get any better than that at all. And we get ready to open up the 3rd inning, and got Ryan Hack. He's the son of Chad and Abby Hack plays for the Cubs in the Little League. His favorite team, the St. Louis Cardinals, and loves that Matt Adams. I don't know what to think about that. Cub fans and Cardinal fans and that stuff in Pittsburgh territory. I don't know. He takes that first pitch, looks at it for a called strike to open up the top of the third inning for Huntingdon. Now leading 5-0, looking to add some more here in the top of the third.
Another pitch high.
That one misses outside the pitch count here for Cohen Woodward. He's now at 41 pitches, and the pitch count does come into play in Little League. You only have so many pitches to go, and then managers have to start thinking how they're going to use you and where you're going next. So they're looking for efficiency, and that's a called ball on the third pitch here to Hack. So 2 balls, 1 strike. That will pop up out to the second baseman, Evan Harrington, able to haul that out in without any trouble, and that'll retire the first batter for Huntingdon here in the top of the third inning. Now stepping in,
got Ryan Marshall.
Ryan Marshall, the catcher for Huntingdon, now steps up to the plate for Huntingdon, and Cohen Woodward is ready to deliver, and here's the wind. Umpire calls a timeout, sees something out there. Huntingdon had the player outside the designated area in the dugout, and the umpires watch that very closely, safety precautions, and calls the timeout before the pitch could be delivered. We're back to action now.
Hack hits a line drive out to the right fielder.
Line drive out to Carson Crow, who hauls out within any trouble. And so 2 outs real quick here in the top of the third inning. And I'm sure that has to be giving manager Matt Garner from Mount Union a little bit of a smile, because quick outs like that will preserve that pitch count as we just talked about. So now stepping in for Huntingdon.
You got Jacob Rigby hitting for C.J. Moore.
Okay, Jacob Rigby, pretty good hitter in his own right. He's stepping in here, one of the extras this evening, not in the starting lineup. So he steps in, a left-handed batter for Huntingdon. Starts off with a ball, 1 ball, no strikes against Jacob Rigby.
One of the 2 lefties for Huntingdon.
Puts the ball in play to the shortstop, Garner. Garner over to Caleb Weibel, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight against Huntingdon. So at the end of 2.5 innings, it is Huntingdon 5, Mount Union nothing, as we're bringing you District 11 North, the 11-12-year-old tournament action from the Mount Union High School. Jeff Speck along with Hunter Weld on the AirNetwork.net.
By the way, you can hear this game again on our front page online at www.theairnetwork.net and listen to it on demand anytime beginning tomorrow. The game is brought to you by Cloudminders in downtown Huntingdon at 519 Washington Street, your celebration station for all your party needs, from balloons, party gear, and so much more. Cloudminders makes your party planning much easier. Stop by Cloudminders 10 to 6 Monday to Friday and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Cloudminders close Sundays and holidays. Call them at 643-5121 and look for them on Facebook. Also brought to you by M&T Vacuum Systems in Huntingdon and Lewistown, repairing all makes and model vacuum cleaners, and they also carry belts, bags, and parts for all models as well. Select M&T Vacuum Systems for all your needs when it comes to vacuum cleaner repairs or products. M&T Vacuum Systems open 11 to 4 weekdays in Huntingdon and 11 to 5 Tuesday to Saturday in Lewistown. Now back to more game action with Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld live from Mount Union.
All right, thank you, Greg. And we want, of course, we'll thank all of those sponsors, and a lot of good things coming up here on the AirNetwork.net that we hope to be part of. And a nice article in the Huntingdon Daily News, Saturday edition, and some big things coming up here on the AirNetwork.net. And it'll be a good place to follow your Huntingdon sports action. So if you're listening to this broadcast, hopefully in the fall there's going to be an awful lot more to come, and we'll be following along with these Little League, maybe some Senior League action if time and money permits as they get into their tournament action. As we get ready to move into the bottom of the third inning, Mount Union stepping up to bat. Who do we have stepping in there first?
Is this Weibel?
I think we're at Caleb Weibel, the first baseman. He is up to bat here first to open up the bottom of the third inning. It was a called ball. It looked like he was able to hold out. The check down to the first base umpire says that, yes, it was safe, not a swing. That one, he did not swing, but he should have, because that was right down the right down the heart of the matter there. 1 ball, 1 strike now is the count against Weibel. Cook had started to wind, hesitated. Now getting a little bit of a warning here. That should be a called ball, I would think. Yep, that goes up as a ball. The pitch was not delivered. 2-1 now the count.
A little too quick on the delivery, I guess.
Yeah, everyone, slow down and take a breath. I mean, he's got another pitch in there. The umpire stepped back, put his hands down, gave him the signal to play, and where the ball was in there. 3 balls and 1 strike now. And that will send Weibel out to first base. The pitch is wide and outside, gets away.
Now batting from Mount Union, got Anthony Reeder.
So this may be a place where Cook just needs to settle down, take a breather, and get his wits about him, so to speak. Just got thrown off there on that one pitch that did not get delivered, and then really fired 2 balls in there really quickly and walked the leadoff batter. And that's something you don't want to do any level in baseball.
Walks can kill you.
And especially when it's the leadoff batter. Always make that guy earn it. But Weibel is on first base, no outs, 1 ball, no strike. The call right now against Reeder. Cook puts one in there at the bottom of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthony Reeder, the batter for Mount Union. Cook winds and delivers. That one will be outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And as you look at the pitch count here now for Cook, he's up to 40 pitches on the evening. Winds and delivers again. Reeder showed bunt, but must have been able to pull the bat back quick enough. So he now goes to 3-1 on the count here. Cook battling out here on the mound now, just trying to find a rhythm and get settled in here a little bit, Hunter.
Can't have too many freebies.
No, and especially this end of the lineup when you've got the number 8 and 9 batter, and if you're putting them on the base on free. Now, of course, the 9th batter hasn't made it there yet. He's leading the count, though, 3-1. Well, that one, he delivers that one right down the gut there, so we've got a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cook has the count run to now against Anthony Reeder, the batter for Mount Union. No outs with 1 runner on first, and he will issue the walk to Reeder. So that's the number 9 batter for Mount Union. So you've got Weibel at second base, Reeder at first base, and back up to the top of the lineup where Hayden Garner will now step to the plate for Mount Union. Well, maybe we've got a timeout here as Marty Everhart's going to come down, and maybe it's time to just come out, take a breather, settle things down a little bit, find a little slower pace, some rushed pitches there, it looked like to me anyhow. He works quickly, but he seemed to get frustrated and then just seemed to get out of rhythm there with the last 2 batters.
Yeah, he was trying to get into a rhythm there with the 1-1 count, and then that quick pitch infraction kind of shook him.
Yep. Okay, Hayden Garner now stepping in for Mount Union with runners at first and second. No outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Well, the walk and talk must have done some good because that first pitch is a nice fastball right down the middle of the plate. 0-1 the count against Garner. Cook winds. Here comes the pitch.
Cook's best friend, the ground ball. Oh, gets underneath Carper's glove.
It's underneath Carper, so now Mount Union business. No outs with bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Huntingdon leading this game 5-0. So Mount Union now looking to climb back into this ball game, and that's the name of it. You're down 5-0, but you're not even halfway through. But now would be an excellent time for Mount Union to make a little noise. And who's stepping in now with the stick?
Evan Harrington.
Evan Harrington, the first baseman. Here's the delivery from Cook. That will be a called strike. First pitch to Harrington. No balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded, no outs here at the Mount Union Little League field with Mount Union up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Swung right through that one.
Yeah, and I think the ball was in the catcher's mitt before the swing got going. That one was in there in a hurry. No balls, 2 strikes. There's a pop-up. That's going to come right back.
Should be an infield fly.
Yep. And Cook hauls that one in right at the pitcher's mound, but infield fly rule in force, so there's one out. And boy, you need you're looking for that if you're Huntingdon. Get a little help with that. So that'll now bring up to bat Cohen Woodward. Cohen Woodward, the pitcher. One out, bases loaded for Mount Union. Had a timeout. A little walk and a talk there from Marty Everhart to come out and try to settle Cook down, and seems to have worked a little bit. Now 1-0 the count here.
Hoping to help his own cause.
And that's Woodward. I mean, he looks to have that size that he could probably do a little bit of damage there with the stick. He opts to let that one go by there. 1 ball, 1 strike now, the count against him. But now would be a great time if you're going to help your own cause with bases loaded. Now's the time to smack one.
Yep, could put his team right back into the game with 1 swing.
And Cook gets the call. Boy, he just paints the outside of the strike zone with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's pitcher against pitcher right now. Cook working against Woodward, the batter from Mount Union. That one's low and outside. Runners are holding, not really getting much of a lead even after the pitch is delivered here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Mount Union up to bat, down 5-0 on the scoreboard. He's out there kind of one of those protection swings, kind of awkward, stuck the bat out there and was able to move it over just about the Mount Union dugout. So count holds at 2-2 with Woodward at bat for Mount Union.
Oh, right off the second baseman's glove, could bring in 2. Oh.
And it will. Here comes number 3. So on that, with 1 swing of the bat, the pitcher runs, clears the bases, and he ends up over at third base. The ball just, kind of played Ryan Hack a little bit, I guess you'd have to say, there at second base. Kind of got in the bad bounce range, and ball kind of played him, made it out to the outfield. Then a throw got past the catcher at home plate, and that brought the third run across whenever that ball got away. So Mount Union right back in things here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 5-3 with 1 out and a runner at third base.
Davon Wilson comes to the plate.
And this is the catcher for Mount Union, another good-sized kid here in the 11-12 ranks. And I'm sure he'd like to bring his battery mate in from third base here right now.
Oh, yeah, 1 swing of the bat gets him right back into it.
There's a called strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning at the Mount Union Little League field. Huntingdon out in front, 5-3. Mount Union plating 3 runs here in this inning. Well, I think Wilson is exactly right. He just got jammed on that one, and, you just do what you can, but the bat kind of sticking in your belly button, you're not going to do much damage except to yourself. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike number 3 against Wilson, and that'll give us 2 outs, and we've got Woodward is over on third base for Mount Union, ready to score if someone can do something here for him, and stepping up to the plate now.
Croxley.
He's the center fielder for Mount Union. He'd probably like to put one out there to center field right now and get his pitcher across home plate. There's a pitch pretty much just behind the catcher, fouls that one back. No balls, 1 strike. You know, Huntingdon and Mount Union, I don't care what the sport is, but this is where the rivalry begins. Usually at the Little League ranks is where these kids meet up, and will be meeting up over the years in various sports, hopefully if the scheduling continues. There's a nice rip right up the center of the field, right over second base, out to center field on the ground. No play can be made, and that'll score Woodward, and now it's 5-4. 5-4 is Mount Union making up some ground here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Huntingdon started this 3rd inning with a 5-0 lead. It's now 5-4. Mount Union has a runner on first. Who's up to bat?
Braden Bailey.
Braden Bailey, the center. Yeah, he's the center fielder. Yeah, that's right. He's the center fielder. And we have Croxley over on first base, the runner. 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. That will be a called strike. 1-1 now the count. And a pretty decent crowd on hand, and always like watching baseball down here. Spent many weekends down here at different tournaments and stuff over the years, and nice little facility. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Another called strike there from Cook against Bailey.
Cook hopes to get 1 quick strike and end the madness.
That'll do it, but the catcher drops the ball.
Punches him out, dropped the ball. Oh,
runner's
overthrew.
on, a bad throw to first. That's going to move the runner who went down to second. He's now at third, so Mount Union, we get the called strike, but Marshall unable to hang on to the ball to close that one off, and so now we have runners on the corners for Mount Union with 2 outs, and who we have stepping in next?
Carson Crow, the right fielder.
Right fielder for Mount Union steps up to the plate here, and if he can get that runner in from third base, we'll be back to a brand new ball game. Cook, though, someone high and outside, a little velocity, but not much control on that one. 1 ball, no strikes.
Control's got to be the key for Cook with the pitch count running up.
Well, there's a strike laid in there, just nice and right about the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, that pitch count now at 66 pitches for Cook as we move through this 3rd inning. And there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, and the runner from first advances down to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Union. If any kind of ball can be put on the bat and placed in there for a hit somewhere, why Mount Union can not only tie but maybe take the lead in this game.
Ooh, just a bit inside.
Yeah, just misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We got 2-2-2 across the board. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Huntingdon leading 5-4. All right, and Cook has worked himself into another full count here. So, you don't want to issue another walk here. Wouldn't be any damage. You'd put another runner out. You'd load those bases up again. But the pitch count now has to be coming to concern as this next pitch will be pitch number 70 for Cook. And there is a called strike for the 3rd out of the inning, but Mount Union makes it a ball game. They played 4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So after 3 complete, it's Huntingdon 5, Mount Union 4. And we'll be back to the Mount Union Little League Field with more District 11 North action after this on theairnetwork.net.
It's theairnetwork.net. Welcome aboard, home of the Huntingdon Bearcats Sports. Happening this fall, more details on our front page coming up. Meanwhile, tonight's game brought to you by Lincoln Cavern's Concert at the Cave, Huntingdon County's premier music festival. That's slated for next Saturday, July 9th and Sunday, July 10th. Join us for a rockin' ice-cold summer featuring Trailer Choir, Aaron Parker, Wade Jennings, who is the grandson of Waylon Jennings, along with a load of national and regional acts. Concert at the Cave set for July 9th and 10th the next weekend at Lincoln Caverns. Like us on Facebook for more information and get ready to rock the hills. Also, tonight's game brought to you by Ike Taylor, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the Ike Taylor Show this fall on the Air Network. Ike Taylor, John Harris, and NFL insiders bring you insight to players, games, and information regarding the Steelers and the NFL. That happens every Wednesday night beginning in September. Get the whole story live this fall on the Ike Taylor Show, produced and broadcast exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. Watch our front page for more details. Now back to tonight's game with Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld.
Okay, thank you, Greg. And we are back in Mount Union, and Mount Union has done some damage here in the bottom of the 3rd inning to make it a 5-4 ball game. And what could be the big story coming up now here, Hunter, for Huntingdon is that pitch count.
Got to control them pitches.
Yeah, 70 pitches now on the count meter there for Cook. And as Cohen Woodward gets ready to open up action here in the top of the 4th inning, he's standing at 46. And sure, both of these coaches would like to get as much mileage out of their opening game pitchers as possible. But you start to close in on that, another 15 pitches for Cook, and could call tonight. So that is not good. You're looking for quick, efficient work as we get ready to open up action here in the 4th inning.
Swing and a miss is Crotsley.
Okay, Crotsley up to bat for Huntingdon and starts off with a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Cohen Woodward, he delivers 1 out, gets past the catcher, Drayvon Wilson, and 1 ball, 1 strike is top of the 4th inning with the Huntingdon squad up to bat.
Just a bit outside.
He was looking to swing, though. He just about uncorked there. Another left-handed batter here for Huntingdon. There's a called strike. That'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Woodward seems to have picked up the pace here a little bit. He's not messing around. Here comes another wind already in the pitch. He knows what he's doing. Gets to swing and a miss for the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And now stepping up for Huntingdon,
Gunnar Singleton.
Gunnar Singleton, one of those guys that was not in the starting lineup, but coming up to bat now, a big kid. I don't know where he gets that from. His father's standing about 10 feet away from us, and I think Rick was probably about the size he is now whenever he was a 12-year-old. But he, at least he looked like that.
Yeah.
He was on my team, though, so I didn't care. All right, here's the wind in the pitch. That'll be fouled off, back out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Gunnar Singleton up to bat for Huntingdon.
Singleton looking to do some damage. Got his leadoff hitter Cooper next.
Be nice to get a base runner out there. Watches that one go by. No balls, 2 strikes now against Singleton. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning for Huntingdon. And that one's up high, and Singleton lays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Just outside, misses now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye, Gunnar, good eye.
Okay. And Woodward with the delivery there, and makes it a full count now, 3-2. Just getting some information passed along in the 9-10 tournament, which opens up tomorrow night. And Thursday at 6 o'clock at Huntingdon will be the winner of the Mount Union and Hollidaysburg game, which is played tomorrow night. Singleton goes down on a called 3rd strike. Now 2 outs quickly here in the top of the 4th inning for Huntingdon. Stepping into bat now for Huntingdon,
Alec Cooper.
Alec Cooper, see if he can get some 2-out lightning started here for Huntingdon. Need a base runner here. Need to put some runs back up. That one kind of a one-handed swing, let go of the bat, and was going nowhere with that one. No balls, 1 strike. And Woodward seems to be in a groove here at the moment, and he's I think he's feeling it. Had a nice little flare out over the 3rd baseman's head. Shortstop cleans it up. But Huntingdon does have a runner on 1st base now.
Bringing up Dalton Carper.
So Carper be one of the big sticks for Huntingdon, and be a time to show off for the assembled crowd if he's so minded. With a runner on 1st, 2 outs, Huntingdon leads this game 5-4 in the top of the 4th inning. Carper swings, just fouls it right back behind to the catcher and the umpire, back to the backstop, and that'll be 1st strike there against Dalton Carper.
Carper trying to get some life out of Huntingdon. Not much since the 1st.
Well,
deep fly ball. It might be gone.
There you go. Dalton Carper, that's, I think we've talked about that a little bit. With 1 swing of the bat, he can make a difference, and he just did.
Carper's got one of them sticks.
Yeah, and it's right out to the Teener League bleacher seats. Of course, they're turned the other direction here. The Teener League field right behind the outfield fence. But Carper puts one across, brings in 2 runs. So Huntingdon finds a little comfort there. Now up 7-4 on a swing of the bat by Dalton Carper. And I'm sure his friend here would probably like to do the same thing.
Cook would like to do, and possibly is more than capable of doing the same thing.
Certainly, and boy, I'll tell you, Woodward was always a little bit mad on that one. That one had a lot of pepper on that one, and was fouled off.
Made him look silly on that one.
Yeah, certainly did. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Woodward seems to be like in a different zone here at the moment. He's, well, and then it gets away from him and hits the batter, and that'll send Cook down to 1st base.
Not what you want to do ahead in the count, 0-2.
No, definitely not, and especially when we start talking pitch counts. But at this point, at least Woodward is in a little better shape than what the Huntingdon pitcher finds himself in on that pitch count tally at the moment. And in the bat now for Huntingdon.
Second batter in the row.
Yeah,
Getting plucked.
another hit batsman. I think got him on the bottom of the feet, and so now Huntingdon. Boy, Mount Union was off to it. Looked like going to settle things down and be in this ball game. And then Carper comes in, hits a home run, and now Woodward has hit two batters in a row. So Huntingdon with two outs, exactly 2 out Lightning. Got runners on first and second right now, and a timeout as Matt Garner comes out to the mound to call his infield crew in with the pitcher and the catcher, talk things over a little bit. Let's just settle down, guys. We've shown we can work back, and they have before. Huntingdon now out to a 7-4 lead, and they break up the conference on the mound, and everyone back in position as we step up now to the batter for Huntingdon.
This is Ryan Hack.
Ryan Hack up for Huntingdon now, and see if he can advance some runners or maybe bring someone in from second base.
Looking to do a little bit of damage.
Showing bunt. Pulls the bat back. Gets a ball high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Has to be a little bit disheartening, though, when you battle yourself back from 5-0, come up 5-4, and then Carper comes up and lays a home run over the fence, and all of a sudden now it's a 3-run ball game again. That was a called strike as he was showing bunt. And get the out at third. They catch the runner going from second to third, and the catcher whips it down to third base, and third baseman pulled in, but the shortstop did a nice job. Hayden Garner got over there, covered the bag, and applied the tag, and that'll do it for Huntingdon in the top of the 4th inning. But they score 2 on a Dalton Carper home run over the right field fence. Huntingdon now up 7-4 after 3.5 innings of play here at Mount Union Little League Field. Jeff Speck along with Hunter Weld on the airnetwork.net.
And this game, by the way, is rebroadcast tonight at 10 p.m., the night of the game, so you'll want to tune in to www.theairnetwork.net and listen to the game again on demand. Meanwhile, tonight's game brought to you by Rick Singleton Rentals at William Penn Highway, renting equipment for all your construction needs. From bulldozers, JLG lifts to excavators and more, Rick Singleton Rentals has heavy equipment for your next project. Call Rick Singleton Rentals at 643-3993 for rates and details. You can find Rick Singleton Rentals on Facebook. Also brought to you by Groves of Huntingdon, still in business after all these years, serving the community from our new location at 9154 William Penn Highway, right beside Garner's Candies. Stop by to check out our wide array of office supplies, crafting supplies, along with janitorial and food supplies, and so much more. Groves invites you to stop by to see Jeff and Stacy for all your supplies at Groves' new location beside Garner's Candies on Route 22 West Huntingdon. Call them at 643-3490 and like Groves on Facebook. Now, back to tonight's game live on the airnetwork.net with Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld.
Okay, let's turn the microphones back on, Speck. There we go. Now we can talk and let the world hear us. Jeff Speck along with Hunter Weld at the Mount Union Little League Field. We get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Huntingdon leading 7-4 over Mount Union right now, and some switches. Those batters who had come in. We've got Jacob Rigby at first base for Huntingdon. Crotsley's out in right field replacing Cole Sheehan, and Gunnar Singleton replacing out in left field for Huntingdon on the defensive side of things. Once they come in, they got to get their 2 innings in the game, and I don't think you really see any fall off by any of these kids switching in and out of the contest. That's for sure, Hunter.
No.
All right, and right now the issue for Huntingdon, they're looking for a quick inning here, I'm sure, because they would like to limit this pitch count, which is now up to 70 for Cook, and now you start to get into that danger zone. Boy, I'm sure he'd like to go out here and keep it to about 7, 8, 9 pitches if possible. That's a tall order at this league size, but you've got to hope for that because you're closing in on. I'm sure they'd like to get him into the 5th inning anyhow before they have to go into a reliever. But we'll see how this plays out. Seems to be an issue over there on third base with the bag itself. So once again, we'll thank the people who have stepped up to be our sponsors here of this broadcast this evening. Once again, Five Brothers Carpet One, Groves Incorporated, the Moose Family Center, number 223 in Huntingdon, Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union, Prayer Mountain Monuments, the Concert at the Caves coming up July 9th and the 10th, the Stone Town Gallery, Cafe and Wine Bar, Cloudminders, also M&T Vacuum Service in Huntingdon and Lewistown, and the Huntingdon Drop-In Center. We want to thank all of those people for stepping up and helping cover the cost of this broadcast this evening from the Mount Union Little League Field. And there'll be another game. We'll have to find out after the conclusion of this game. I'm not sure we know where at yet, but Hollidaysburg, which is idle in the North Division right now in District 11, they, I guess you would say, drew the bye in the first game, so they will play Wednesday against either Huntingdon or Mount Union, and that location has yet to be determined. So we'll be checking into with your father, hopefully, as the president of the Huntingdon Little League. He'll get some information as to where that game is going to be and when and all of those details. All right, so we're about ready to settle into action here, and Mount Union last inning did some damage, put 4 runs across. Huntingdon hoping to limit that, start off with a swing and a miss. Who's in here first for Mount Union? Those are wee little letters under the numbers under those jerseys, and of course they
7. I don't have a 7.
Well, we're up no balls, 2 strikes on the count here as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. This is the kind of efficiency Cook is looking for here. I'd like to finish it off right here, but misses a little on the outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch count now at 73.
Yeah, with 85 at the cap, he'd like to get under control.
Well, and you do it with that one, a called 3rd strike, so that'll be the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning against Mount Union. And stepping up to plate now, number 33.
Anthony Reeder.
Anthony Reeder, he's the left fielder for Mount Union. Cook looks in, and he's winding. Here comes the delivery, and that is a called strike right down the heart of the plate. No balls, 1 strike against Reeder. Cook already back to work. Here it comes, and there's a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Wasting no time between pitches.
No, and if you get yourself in a groove, why, keep firing, kid, keep firing. And here comes the 3rd pitch to the batter.
Ground ball to the second baseman, Hack. On to Rigby.
Hack on to Rigby, and there we go. 2 outs. That's what you're looking for. Just 7 pitches now here in this inning. So if he can do the same kind of work here again. Who do we have coming up next? Back up to the top of the order?
With Hayden Garner.
Hayden Garner stepping into the batter's box here for Mount Union, and Cook would like to finish this off in short order. That gets him into the 5th inning then, and possibly at least 1, if not 2 batters anyhow. You'd expect him to get, and he starts off with a called strike against Garner, 0-1.
Yeah, if Cook can minimize the pitches to this batter, he can get into the later innings.
Well, and there's a little help. That may have been a ball, but the batter thought, I'm going to take a swat at it, and he did. Now it's 0-2 the count. Cook delivers a high ball call for the against Garner on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Oh, and
fouls that one off, and I think that ball went right into his ankle, doing a little dance down there. That is just downright nasty. That doesn't feel good. I don't care who you are, where you are, or how old you are. Doesn't feel good.
No.
It's the same reaction from Little League to Major League. When that ball comes down and chops you on the inside of the ankle, ouch.
Oh, hit him right in the head.
That ball right to the helmet. Garner is down, holding his head, and that was a quickly delivered ball. Umpire checking things out. Coaches are coming in to take a look at Garner, who's crouched down at the moment, now standing up. Those helmets certainly pay off, and boy, that one was in there in a hurry, and Garner shakes it off, gets his wits about him, and takes a slow stroll down to first base, and boy, there's what you did not want to see happen when you're out in front on the pitch count, and then to do that, and it's not an intentional thing. The ball just gets away, and that's what happens. So now Cook will have a new batter coming up. That should be Harrington, I believe, will be next up for Mount Union, the second batter in the lineup. And Garner is at first base. Everyone's checked him. Umpire came out from home plate again after he'd made it out to first. Just do a check, take a look in his eyes, and make sure he realizes he's at a ball game, but he looks fine and is down there and ready. Gets a nice lead off of first after the pitch. No balls and one strike, the count against Harrington, with Garner on first base for Mount Union as he was hit in the helmet with a pitch. Harrington fouls one out of play over past the bathrooms. That might be over there in someone's front yard land. That was a well-hit foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. This is pitch number, that was pitch number 84, so here comes pitch number 85.
Huntingdon will have to look to the bullpen once they get out of this inning.
Yep. Now you're at now at 85 pitches, and you have a runner on first with 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cook delivers. That'll be another ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We've seen that count a number of times this evening. 2-2-2. Cook would like to finish this off right here, though. Here's the pitch. Outside again, and we've run it to full count, 3-2. 2 outs and the runner on first, and here comes Cook. He looks in. Catcher settles in, hunkers down.
This will be Cook's last batter.
And fouls another one off. He's getting good distance on those foul balls. They're clearing 2-3 rows of cars over there, going back behind the backstop. Full count with 2 out. Cook winds, and here comes the delivery.
Swing and
a miss, and that'll do it. And Cook finishes up the evening with 89 pitches, so that gets him through the 4th inning. And we now find ourselves still at a 7-4 ball game with Huntingdon in the lead, and Huntingdon coming to bat in the top of the 5th inning when we return to the Mount Union Little League Field on theairnetwork.net.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Prayer Mountain Monuments on 4th Street, Huntingdon, specializing in laser etching of memorial headstones. Their pre-planning consultations are free of charge, and you can select from a variety of monument styles. Prayer Mountain Monuments open Monday to Thursdays from 9 to 4, Fridays from 9 to 3, evenings and weekends by appointment. Call Prayer Mountain Monuments at 669-1316 for more information on a lasting memorial. Tonight's game also brought to you by Huntingdon Moose Family Center, 223. They've served the citizens of Huntingdon since 1910. The Moose family invites you to become a member and enjoy their various social activities, including Wing Night, the 4th Friday of each month, Taco Night, and loads of entertainment every week. Find out more about becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose Family Center, 223, by checking out their Facebook page. Now back to more of Huntingdon Little League All-Stars. In the 50th anniversary of the state championship team, here's Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld. Guys?
Thank you, Greg. And we are back in Mount Union as we get ready to start the top of the 5th inning. The Huntingdon squad out in front 7-4. One time had a 5-0 lead, but a big bottom of the 3rd inning for Mount Union put them right back in this ball game, made it a 5-4 game. Then Dalton Carper delivered a 2-run shot in the last inning for Huntingdon. Took Huntingdon back out in front 7-4. That's where we find ourselves ready to go as Cohen Woodward steps up to the mound here again, and Huntingdon ready to step into the batter's box. Who are we starting off with here in the 5th inning, Hunter?
Ryan Hack.
And Ryan Hack steps in, the home plate umpire doing a little house cleaning there, dusting off the plate, and we are ready to go. Marty Everhart, the manager, out coaching first base. Gail Miller has yet to, there he comes. Oh, that's good hustle.
Tough play.
Pro, the right fielder, gets under it for Mount Union. 1 pitch, 1 out, and that's the way that one goes. Hack pops it up to right field over by the line, and Pro was able to cover the distance, get over here and catch the fly ball. 1 pitch, 1 out for Huntingdon here in the top of the 5th inning, and who do we have stepping in now?
Now we got Ryan Marshall.
Okay, Ryan Marshall is stepping in here for Huntingdon. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning with Cohen Woodward. Little dribbler out to the second baseman, barehanded on to first base, and boy, 2 outs just that quick.
Two pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, Huntingdon kind of helping out the pitching cause here for Mount Union at the moment. It's one of those things, you like aggressiveness and getting out there and going after a pitch, but boy, two pitches, 2 outs. That doesn't work out well.
No, especially with his pitch count at 69.
Well, there's a called ball on the outside.
Rigby at the plate for Huntingdon.
Okay, Rigby, the left-hander, and he steps in there for Huntingdon. Woodward delivers. That one's low and outside. Now 2 balls and no strikes against Rigby. We're in Mount Union. It's the top of the 5th inning. Huntingdon leading 7-4. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs against Huntingdon. Rigby lifts that left foot but sets it back down and lets a strike go by. 2 balls, 1 strike. I can't quite see the pitch count there, but it looks like 72. 70. Okay, well, there's another strike there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Rigby needs to do something here to give Huntingdon a little life here with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And he will do it. A line shot out to left field, and Anthony Reeder hauls that one in. That was pretty much right to him. A line shot, sticks the glove out, has the other hand up there to secure the ball, and 3 up, 3 down for Huntingdon here in the top of the 5th inning as they go quickly and quietly. And at the end of 4.5 innings of play, it's Huntingdon 7 and Mount Union 4. We'll be back to the Mount Union Little League field here on the airnetwork.net.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Brenneman's Meat Market, celebrating 70 years and providing Huntingdon County with USDA processed pork, beef, and chicken products. Brenneman's is the home of quality meats and has convenient locations in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Stop by Brenneman's in Huntingdon from 8 to 3 weekdays, Saturdays from 8 to 3, and Sundays from 7 to 9 a.m. Brenneman's in Mount Union, by the way, open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays from 9 to 2. Plan your next barbecue or picnic at Brenneman's Meat Markets. Also brought to you by Fike Brothers Carpet One at 170 Penn Street in Huntingdon, your #1 choice for flooring. Transform your home or business with a wide variety of flooring options. Visit our newly expanded showroom to see our huge selection of all types of flooring to suit your needs. Fike Brothers Carpet One at 170 Penn Street, Huntingdon. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 9 to 3, or visit them on the web at FikeBrothersCarpet1.com. More Huntingdon All-Star baseball action brought to you by, of course, the airnetwork.net and our sponsors. We thank you. Now back to the action. Here's Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld. Guys?
All right, thank you, Mr. Banks, as we are ready to move into the bottom of the 5th inning. And, of course, Cook is out of pitches, so that brings someone new. Who do we have out there now for Huntingdon?
Ryan Hack.
Ryan Hack moving from second base into the pitcher's mound. And
Pitcher and second baseman flip-flopped.
And all of the starters back in there for Huntingdon now. So you'll have Hollabaugh back in left field. Cooper remains in center. Cole Sheehan back on duty in right field. Said Ryan Hack moves from second, and that's where Tyson Cook moves from the mound over to second base. And C.J. Moore back on first base duty for Huntingdon. Who do we have opening up the bottom of the 5th here for Mount Union? A called strike for the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning as Hack delivers a strike on the first pitch that he throws this evening. Misses outside and low on the second one. 1-1 now the count.
This is Caden Woodward.
Okay, Caden Woodward, the pitcher here, getting to take a look at the new pitcher for Huntingdon.
Nice little ground ball to Cook.
All right, and Cook had it in his glove, kind of bounced out, but he was able to hang on to it and throws on to first base to get the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now Wilson coming up for Mount Union.
Okay, Drayvon Wilson, the catcher. Good-sized kid, looks well put together. Could probably do something with the bat here if he gets his right pitch, but I would imagine that's going to be Hack's job, not to give him anything too sweet to maybe clear the yard with. Not going to clear anything with that one. That was up above his head. 1 ball, no strikes against Wilson. Once again, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. This is the opening game of the District 11 North Tournament. Huntingdon at Mount Union. Huntingdon leading 7-4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitching change for Huntingdon has Ryan Hack on the mound now for Huntingdon. And that ball will be fouled out of play back behind the backstop. I apologize, did not get the names of our umpires this evening, and they are unknown to me, unfamiliar. Not sure who they are. But I've heard no one complaining. I think they've done a pretty solid job here this evening, and haven't really heard anything from... sometimes at ball games you get those people standing around the fence who are just as qualified to be umpiring, but haven't heard any of that tonight.
Nope, not quite.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Hack a little bit slower in his delivery between pitches than what we saw from Cook to start off. Now 3 balls and 1 strike, 1 out, no runners on for Mount Union. Ryan Hack, he likes to step back off the rubber and then get himself up there, get situated in, take a quick look around. Now he winds and delivers.
Just low.
Just a little bit low, and issues the walk to Wilson, so Mount Union has a runner out on first base now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Stepping in now is should be Crotzley.
Crotzley.
All right, Crotzley steps into bat for Mount Union. As Ryan Hack tries to find his comfort zone here out on the mound, taking over for Cook.
Ground ball, first baseman.
He tags first base and made the throw down to second base, but the runner Wilson was able to get in there and avoid the tag. But heads up play by the first baseman, make sure he got that easy out at first base, and then the throw down, but just a little bit off the mark. And but Carper pulls it in and keeps it from going out into the outfield and not letting that runner advance anymore. So we find a runner in scoring position. Wilson out on second base for Mount Union. Stepping into bat now for Mount Union.
Braden Bailey.
All right, the center fielder, I believe.
Yes.
And he puts a high one out of play, out of the park. Starts off 0-1 now. That's got to be pretty fun, though, being able to come in here as you're in the reliever role. You're up by 3, so not a whole lot of pressure, but you want to come out there and still do a good, steady job. And Hack doing well so far. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Trying to minimize the pitches.
Yep. There's a called strike. Boy, he paints the lower part of the strike zone on that one. Gets the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yeah, I like to hear that chatter. I hear that chatter out there in the field. Remember that stuff. Foul 1 back. 1 ball, 2 strikes remains the count. Huntingdon leading 7-4 here in Mount Union this evening on a nice, muggy baseball night here in Central PA. Man, well, that's like out there playing. I'm sitting here sweating, and I'm doing nothing but running my mouth.
Oh, yeah, they're there in long socks and baseball pants.
Oh, line drive, and there's Tyson Cook. Line shot out to him. He
helped him out a little bit.
Yep, that certainly came into play. He gave a jump, but I'm not sure he really had to give a jump, and he secures the 3rd out there for the bottom of the 5th inning for Huntingdon. So Mount Union unable to score there in the bottom of the 5th. So we will come to the final inning of regulation coming up next when we return, with Huntingdon leading 7-4 here in Mount Union on the airnetwork.net.
Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld tonight with Huntingdon Little League All-Stars, brought to you by Cloud Minders downtown Huntingdon at 519 Washington Street, your celebration station for all your party needs. From balloons, party gear, and so much more, Cloud Minders makes your party planning much easier. So stop by Cloud Minders 10 to 6 Monday to Friday and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. closed Sundays and holidays. Call Cloudminders at 643-5121. Meanwhile, also brought to you by M&T Vacuum Systems in Huntingdon and Lewistown. They repair all makes and models vacuum cleaners and also carry belts, bags, and parts for all models as well. Select M&T Vacuum Systems for all your needs when it comes to vacuum cleaner repairs or products. M&T Vacuum Systems open 11 to 4 weekdays in Huntingdon and 11 to 5 Tuesday to Saturday in Lewistown. More action from Mount Union tonight is Huntingdon All-Star baseball action and Little League action. Back to Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld, guys.
Okay, this is where we're at, guys. Top of the 6th inning, Huntingdon with a 7-4 lead.
Shannon played for Huntingdon.
You know, and you think that you've got a 3-run lead, but you would like to be able to just put a couple more on there for comfort, because it doesn't take much to make up some ground. And Sheehan starts off with a ball. Woodward delivers a called strike. 1-1 now, the count.
Yeah, it'd make Hack, the reliever, a little bit more comfortable with some insurance runs.
Probably wouldn't do the coaches and managers much harm either if they got a few more runs across the plate either. I'm sure Marty and Rail would probably like that as well. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And Marty Everhart, he's the manager of the Pirates, has been around forever. And Gail Miller, the assistant, he's the manager of the Cardinals. So you've got 2 veteran guys who have been around the game, love the kids, and do a heck of a job in the Huntingdon Little League. Count now stands at 2-2, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Huntingdon leading 7-4. Woodward winds. Here's the delivery. Just a little bit high. Ooh,
Catcher did a nice job putting that one in the strike zone.
He did frame that nice, but that wasn't too far off. Full count here. 3-2 is the count.
And punched him out.
Woodward frames that one right in there to the catcher's mitt and gets the called strike 3. So 1 down. Now who steps up for Huntingdon?
Joshua Hollabaugh.
And Josh, he's the son of Ken and Lisa Hollabaugh of Huntingdon. He plays for Marty, the Pirates, in the Huntingdon Little League, and he likes that Neil Walker, and his favorite team is the Pirates. And Neil Walker doing a heck of a job for the Mets this year after the move up there. And you saw the class of Pittsburgh whenever Neil Walker returned here a few weeks ago and got standing O's, and people appreciated what he did over the years. And I was thinking, how would that have played in Philadelphia? Probably not the same.
No.
Hollabaugh standing in now with a 1 ball, 1 strike count, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Woodward winds. Here's the pitch. Just outside. 2-1 the count.
Hollabaugh looking to get something going.
There's a little dribbler. Woodward's able to get off the mound and pick it up, clean it up on to first base for the 2nd out. Throws out Hollabaugh before he gets to first base. So 2 down now for Huntingdon here in the top of the 6th inning. Stepping in now for Huntingdon.
You got leadoff hitter Alec Cooper.
All right, so here you go. You're back at the top of the lineup. Let's see what you can do. Don't roll over and give up. You're up by 3, but as you saw, Mount Union was able to come back and score 4 quick ones there in the 3rd inning, and starts off with a strike. 0-1 the count, 2 outs.
Cooper looking to try and get on, give his buddy Carper another shot at a
little repeat.
Ground ball. Oh, foul.
Yeah, just foul down the 3rd base line. Ends up out there in left field. Ball comes back in. Now 0-2. Cooper, the batter for Huntingdon here in the top of the inning. Ball's back in the pitcher's hand. He's winding already. Here it comes.
Oh, got
swing
him
and a miss. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to swing at that or not, about a half a swing, but it doesn't matter. It's all racked up as a swing and a miss, and the 3rd out. So quick work there by Woodward in the top of the 6th inning. Huntingdon leads at 7-4. See if they can hold things together here. Come to the bottom of the 6th inning when we return to the Mount Union Little League field here on the AirNetwork.net.
This is the AirNetwork.net with live action here in Huntingdon, of course, Huntingdon County tonight. Huntingdon Little League All-Stars, brought to you by Stonetown Gallery, Cafe, and Wine Bar, the place for all-day breakfasts and a fabulous lunch. artistic atmosphere in downtown Huntingdon, located at 511 Washington Street. You can also enjoy dinner and music Friday nights on the patio and courtyard. Stop in at their wine bar, hosted by Happy Valley Winery and Vineyards. Stone Town Gallery, Cafe, and Wine Bar, open Tuesday through Sunday. Closed Mondays. Like them on Facebook. Also brought to you tonight by Ike Taylor, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the Ike Taylor Show coming this fall on the Air Network. Ike Taylor, John Harris, and NFL insiders bring you insight to players, games, and information regarding the Steelers and the NFL every Wednesday night beginning in September. Get the whole story live this fall on the Ike Taylor Show, produced and broadcast exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. Watch our front page for more details. Meanwhile, tonight's game, rebroadcast tonight at 10 p.m. on the Air Network. Now back to the action. Here's Jeff Speck and also our friend Hunter Weld.
Okay, and we are back for the bottom of the sixth inning. Huntingdon hoping that they make it a quick bottom of the sixth inning and rack up a victory. They lead at 7-4. Who do we have up to bat here first for Mount Union?
Carson Pro leading off the inning for Mount Union.
Okay, the right fielder Pro for Mount Union stepping in. Nice-sized kid and has made a couple of nice plays out here in right field this evening. Count now against him is 1-1 as Ryan Hack on in relief of Tyson Cook, who ran out of pitches after the fifth inning, and we now have Hack out on the mound. And just trying to figure out now, if Huntingdon goes on for the win here this evening, they will play Wednesday against Hollidaysburg. And we can't give you 100% assurance on where that'll be out. The thinking is we may end up at Hollidaysburg, but we will find out.
Hack punches out Pro.
Hack goes down. Pro takes his helmet off before he gets to the dugout, and a little bit disgusted, a little frustrated there. I'm sure he was hoping to go up there and do a little damage. Who do we have stepping in next?
Skylar Reck.
Okay, Skylar Reck, who was not in the starting lineup, one of the only reserve here this evening for Mount Union. He takes a swing and a miss on the first pitch from Hack. Hack coming in and doing a nice, solid job in relief here for Huntingdon. The second pitch in there to Reck is fouled off over top of the Mount Union dugout. So the count now 0-2 with one out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Hack looks in. Here's the windup.
Ooh.
And that one's inside. And 1-2 strikes now against Reck. So once again, Huntingdon wins here this evening. They will play Wednesday against Hollidaysburg. We'll have to find out, though, Mario, who is the district manager for Little League, he'll have to determine where that game's played. Thinking is that probably that will be a game where Huntingdon may find itself back on the road again. Hey, and Reck delivers one out to right field. And
Cooper just doesn't come up with the catch.
Cooper made a nice slide and had that ball. I think it just went right in under his glove, and a nice effort. But Reck steps up and gives Mount Union some life here in the bottom of the sixth inning. One out with Reck, the runner out at first base, and now coming up for Mount Union,
Anthony Reeder.
Anthony Reeder, he is the left fielder for Mount Union as he steps up, digs himself into the box, and here comes Hack's delivery. We'll start off with a ball. 1-ball, no strikes. One out with one runner on. Mount Union down 7-4 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Hack winds in the delivery. It's going to be a pitch, and Carper gets that out at shortstop.
Doesn't get the scoop.
He tags there at second. Carper, the shortstop, gets the ball close to the bag, steps on the bag, gets the lead runner Reck, and then tries to make the throw over to first, and Moore not able to scoop that one up, so the ball gets past him, so that will move the runner down to second base. But there's 2 outs now. 2 outs. Carper getting the lead runner, but the runner does advance 1 base on the missed ball there at first base. Have a little bit of a timeout call here. Might be getting not sure if they're trying to look for a pinch runner here. I think that may.
No, sending the runner back to first.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mount Union down to our last out.
Here we go. This is what Huntingdon was hoping to start off with here, if they can get one more out here. But sometimes that last out in the bottom of the last inning can be the toughest one to get. But Hack starts off with a swing and a miss against
Hayden Garner.
Hayden Garner, the leadoff batter. So they're back up at the top of the order here is Mount Union. So they're where they need to be if they want to get some runs in. But there's a pop-up. And Hack takes care of himself, and that takes care of the ball game for Huntingdon after being up 5-0. Then Mount Union coming back and making it a 5-4 ball game at one point. Dalton Carper came out and delivered a 2-run home run shot. That was back in the fourth inning, and from that point on, no more runs came across the plate. Both teams settled in and did a nice job. Ryan Hack comes in relief of the starter, Tyson Cook, and Hack does a very solid job in relief. And Huntingdon comes away with a 7-4 win, and we'll be back here to close things up in minutes right here on the airnetwork.net.
Huntingdon wins tonight at Huntingdon Little League All-Star action. More details from Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld coming up in mere moments. Meanwhile, the game brought to you by Groves of Huntingdon, still in business after all these years, serving the community from their new location at 9154 William Penn Highway, right beside Garner's Candies. Stop by to check out their wide array of office supplies, crafting supplies, along with janitorial and food supplies, and so much more for the office and home. Groves invites you to stop by to see Jeff and Stacy for all your supplies at Groves' new location beside Garner's Candies on Route 22 West, Huntingdon. Call them at 643-3490 and like Groves on Facebook. Seems like everybody's on Facebook these days, eh? Lincoln Caverns Concert at the Caves in Huntingdon County. It's a premier music festival coming up Saturday, July 9th and Sunday, July 10th, a week from this weekend. Join us for a rockin' ice-cold summer featuring Taylor Cryle and Taylor Choir, Aaron Parker, Wade Jennings, that's Waylon's grandson, by the way, along with a load of national and regional acts. Concert at the Caves is set for July 9th and 10th at Lincoln Caverns. Just go to their Facebook page, as everybody does, and get more information on how to get those tickets. Or if you want to do some camping, oh, they got space for you, too. It's the airnetwork.net, home of the Huntingdon Bearcat, exclusively starting in August with football season. We'll tell you more about that. But now, back to kind of summarize the game tonight. Here's Jeff Speck and also our friend, Mr. Hunter Weld.
All right, thank you. You're on Facebook, aren't you, Greg?
Yeah, I am. Everybody's on Facebook.
Everyone's on Facebook.
Yeah, everybody throws it on Facebook, and that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah. We are socially adjusted to the media. Well, tonight, we're going to trade headsets here for a moment. And,
okay.
Huntingdon racking up a 7-4 win to start off the District 11 North tournament.
All right.
With just the way they want to. Marty Everhart, Gail Miller getting the crew in shape. Tyson Cook goes on the mound for the start and winds up there having to be relieved by Ryan Hack, who came in and did an excellent job shutting things down. Huntingdon wins at 7-4, so now we're going to switch to another Weld, Gary Weld, the president of the Huntingdon Little League. So now we have official word on what's taking place next now for this crew.
11 and 12 will be playing in Hardiesburg on Wednesday evening at 6.
Okay.
And then we also 9 and 10 start their play tomorrow. Mount Union and Hardiesburg will play. The winner of that will come to Huntingdon on Thursday. So we'll be hosting 9 and 10 All-Star on Thursday. So 11 and 12 will be back in action, like we said, at Hardiesburg on Wednesday night.
Okay. So that's what we're looking for is another win up at Hollidaysburg. It is double elimination. So Mount Union with one loss and Huntingdon with a win. So we'll find out what happens Wednesday night. Huntingdon at Hollidaysburg, 6 o'clock, and we'll see about having that game on the Air Network for you also. We'll find out what's going on there, and Greg will tell us more about how we can listen to this game again this evening. And, pretty successful year for Huntingdon Little League, too, while we have you here. It was the 50th anniversary of the 1966 state championships, and just so happy that we got Cordy Wright back in town for that event, and we just lost her, the mother of that team and so many kids over the years in Huntingdon baseball. So it was just a great honor and a thrill to have her back for the opening ceremonies, and then the sad news that we had lost her here just a few weeks ago. So that was a great way to start the season out. Not the best way to get that news during the season, but so nice having her back. And also the 75th year of Huntingdon Little League, and this year the first year of Huntingdon Little League softball. So it's been a busy year for you, hasn't it?
It's been a busy year. Like with softball, we had a team that went undefeated this year. The Rebellions went 12-0. We had 2 teams come up from Mount Union that they only had 2 teams, so we were very excited to have them up. And we had, like I said, we ran 7 teams, 5 from Huntington, 2 from Mount Union. And yeah, softball, from the first game to the last, I mean, them girls picked up a lot.
Yeah. Well, it was great seeing that evolution from the first games, and then, quite frankly, it was a struggle sometimes, even getting the ball across the plate. To by the end of the season, they were playing some pretty decent softball, I would have to say.
Yeah, we had a lot of 2-hour. We gave a 2-hour time limit on that. The first couple games were definitely timed out, and at the end, we were actually getting games in within an hour and a half and stuff. So
it's been a great addition, but an awful lot of work this year. But the folks that volunteer and do it, why they do it because they like the game, love being around the kids, and here we are already in at least as these seasons go too fast. Here we are in tournament action already. So Huntingdon off to a good start. We play Wednesday night at Hollidaysburg at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Gary. I'm going to turn the microphone back over to the good-looking Weld. Hunter, who did
hey, Jeff,
an excellent job.
Don't let Gary go yet. I want to ask him, because I asked him at the beginning of the season if he had a cot down there at the Little League, because he was going to be really busy this year.
Here, he's putting the headphone on. He's got it on back now. You can ask him.
Gary, Steve Austin, Greg Banks, a.k.a. Poncho, I just wanted to ask you, man, did you ever put that cot up down there at that Little League field? Because I figured you were sleeping down at Little League, huh? Yeah.
No, but I think his wife is ready to put a cot out on the front porch for him.
Okay. Hey,
there's a few hours of candlelight left.
You know, this is quite a guy. His wedding anniversary, and I saw Jonathan Foster, another good name in Huntingdon baseball. Her husband over with the Teener League, and on the anniversary day, she posted something on. Speaking of Facebook, on Kim Weld's Facebook page. Happy anniversary, and I certainly hope you're not going to spend it at the Little League field. Where were you?
Yeah.
I was down at the waterworks.
Yeah.
He was in the vicinity of the Little League field.
Hey, Gary, I was glad to see that you got away, though, early in the season for that wedding. I think it was down south. So maybe you'll get another vacation before the fall, right? I mean, maybe after this is over. Okay.
Display. We're heading out to Pittsburgh for a baseball game. She got me anniversary tickets for the Pirates, all-you-can-eat seats. So we're gonna make a weekend in Pittsburgh in late July. So
all right,
you got a late wedding.
Wedding
anniversary gift, but
well, you guys certainly
get somewhere.
Yeah, you certainly deserve it, man. Best of luck to you. But we'll follow the Little League as far as we can go, Jeff. I mean, if they go to Hollidaysburg, I guess Wednesday, we'll be there. I'll put everything on our front page, and then you and Hunter can keep me posted on what's going on.
Okay, and we'll while Hunter's getting resuited up, come over here. This is the lady I call Neil Huntingdon.
Okay.
Marty Everhart's wife, Jenny Everhart.
Jenny!
I call her Neil Huntingdon, and she's just even into this is a nice way to start things.
Yes, it is. Very nice.
And this has to be tough for you now. She's got these little Mount Union Mapleton roots and such.
Yeah,
but,
she does.
That
Shives family.
Down here, though, and it's all Huntingdon business, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is. And Marty, I mean, he's just got to be loving this one. And the kids are coming down here to meet. The coach is coming by right now. We'll switch from Neil Huntingdon to Clint Hurdle.
Yeah,
Marty
see if you can get.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
that was
great.
a good win. Tyson for you, and Hack closed things down, came in, did an excellent job in relief.
That's right.
And really, probably one of the concerns of putting one of these teams together is how is the defense going to gel? Seemed to do a pretty solid job tonight.
Yeah, earlier in the game we had I think it was 3 errors. I think we were a little shaky, but we overcame the errors with that home run by Dalton Carper.
Yeah, and you just have the kids just have to settle down and settle in, and this is a whole different platform from playing throughout the regular season. But Coach, congratulations, and on to Hollidaysburg.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll see you up there Wednesday night. Hunter, great way to start this evening, and a great way to start this tournament for Huntingdon.
Yeah, everyone likes to start off with a big win, and then Huntingdon wins up there Wednesday up there in Hollidaysburg. They're going to nice break as the Mount Union and
Hollidaysburg will have to battle it out and probably get a little bit of a break then, because that game would probably be Friday, and then with the holiday and stuff, I would imagine things are going to get shifted probably into next Tuesday. I don't think they would schedule anything over the weekend because of the distance between the games, and then also with the holiday on Monday, July 4th. So Huntingdon starts off here with a win. Got to give credit to Mount Union, though. They did not roll over when Huntingdon was up 5-0. A lot of teams could have folded up the tent and said that's it, but credit to Mount Union. They came right back in it and made it a 5-4 ball game.
Hey, Jeff, before I let you guys go, I wanted to tell Hunter good job on his foray into the industry.
I think so. Excellent job there, boy. And this is a young man who's, I can't believe, going to be a senior at Huntingdon this coming year. So has a year of high school in, but has been around the sports, has played sports. And and just sitting by him and talking over the years, it's almost like we were getting into calling ball games sometimes. So I thought, here's an excellent guy to carry on the tradition one of these days, because word on the street, Poncho, is that you and I are getting old.
Yeah, how about that? I already knew that. Well, listen, I believe it whenever they say that about me on the street, but you're just getting younger, man. You know what I'm saying?
I look in the mirror each morning, and I can't believe how good I look, and then I realize my eyesight's gone to heck. But
here's the deal. I always tell the women that you're getting ruggedly handsome.
Real rugged. All right, well, a win tonight for Huntingdon, 7-4, the final from Mount Union. We'll join you again Wednesday evening from the Hollidaysburg Little League Field, as Huntingdon does battle up there Wednesday night against Hollidaysburg at 6 o'clock, and we'll have it for you here. Hunter Weld, thank you so much for joining us, and talk to you on Wednesday.
All right.
Here on the airnetwork.net, and Greg can tell you can listen to this game again this evening at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. Hold on the line as I wrap this up tonight. This game, by the way, has been brought to you by our friends at Rick Singleton Rentals, William Penn Highway, Huntingdon, and by the Ike Taylor Show, coming this fall to the airnetwork.net. Also brought to you by Fike Brothers, Carpet One, Penn Street, Huntingdon, Groves Incorporated, the Moose Family Center, 223 Huntingdon. Also brought to you by Brenneman's Meat Markets, Huntingdon and Mount Union. The game has also been brought to you by Prayer Mountain Monuments. Concert at the Caves coming July 9th and 10th at Lincoln Caverns. Stonetown Gallery, Cafe and Wine Bar, downtown Huntingdon. Also Cloud Minders on Washington Street. And M&T Vacuum Service, Huntingdon and Lewistown. And by our friends at the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center. Thanks again to Jeff Speck and Hunter Weld and all the folks who sponsored tonight's game. We'll see you Wednesday here on the airnetwork.net when the Huntingdon Allstars take on Hollidaysburg. Look on our front page for more information here on the airnetwork.net. Thanks for listening.